Hi guys, and welcome to today's lesson. So we're going to be carrying on with some more digital work over the next few weeks, and this time doing a pretty sort of detailed copy of this portrait that I found in the Met Museum collection. So we're going to be looking at trying to get a sort of painterly effect, continuing with this idea of getting a painterly look with Procreate. Obviously this would apply to any other digital painting program if you're just using a stylus and some kind of painting software and tablet. Or like an iPad like I am. So what we're going to be doing with this one is starting with quite kind of like blobby colours and sort of sculpting that into something more detailed. So rather than creating a sort of underlying construct like I often do, this is going to be a bit more organic. But we're still going to be, but one of the important aspects of the exercise is that we want to be trying to mix our colours, or at least select our colours in a way which is more a bit more thought, rather than, you obviously can just sort of pick the colour from the screen when you're working in digital software, but part of the exercise we want to we want to be trying to make up the colours. So I've just made up a colour there which I think roughly suits the green. And I can make my brush a bit bigger, it's about the right colour. I can just paint that all over. So that's looking all right. So within that, I then want to pick something which is going to be closer to the flesh tone. Maybe make my brush a little bit smaller. And just get a patch of that in. Maybe a little bit lower down. Maybe shifting to a bit more pinkish down the bottom of that. Block across a bit, then even more pink and a bit darker for what will be the opposing cheek. And then we want a pretty dark brown colour for his hair, so that sort of sits on top. I've got a block that kind of sits down the side, going even darker again, maybe a bit greyer. Make the brush a bit thinner, get a strip down here, going towards where his beard's going to be, a little bit sticking up. Now the advantage of working with digital software is obviously you can just whack stuff in, change it very easily. Swap to an eraser there. Whereas when you're working with traditional media, you wouldn't be afforded this kind of ease of making adjustments. But you can see if I zoom right out where I'm kind of going, how I'm sort of starting to build this. I can maybe jump up to a slightly lighter colour for his forehead, start kind of getting that roughly smudged in. Going even lighter for the centre. A bit higher chroma, there we go. Something a bit more reddish, a bit darker. And then a dark orangey colour dropping down for his beard, and then getting darker and more orangey yet. So you can see we're just being super loose with this, just trying to start to build a kind of feel. If we zoom in, it's like super blobby, so it's almost like an impressionistic approach, really, is what we're going for. Swap back to a slightly bigger brush. I want to get a darker, so I can, if I'm selecting from the colours I've already created, that's fine. It's just you don't want to be kind of copying straight from the picture. You can do if you just want to kind of learn about constructing the painting, but it sort of helps make the exercise a bit more challenging, and then as a result you kind of learn more if you're mixing yourself. So you can see that's starting to, especially if we zoom right out, it's starting to create an impression of what we're looking at. Now what I would do at this point is maybe start to use slightly smaller brushes, and we can hand pick from what we're looking at, and we want to just tweak our shapes a little bit. And also we can start to get in maybe with some of the smaller, kind of important smaller shapes. So things like we want to start shaping his brow a bit. A sort of more grey colour to get into the white of the eye. It's not looking too bad in terms of placement for that stuff. We're not getting right into kind of super precise details yet. This is still just exploring with big shapes. I'm just starting to kind of chisel away a little bit into them. So we've got, for a slightly lighter colour, just running down his bridge of his nose. sort of start to create a sense of that little curve. Moving towards a redder, more intensely red tip. So I'm going to pull some of those lighter tones, maybe go a little bit darker, but just a little bit more up into the eye shape and push a little bit further out, possibly with a bit more of a reddish colour, just the lighter part of the cheek. And a little bit of that colour, get a smaller brush. Just want to pop in a suggestion of the top of that lid. Won't go into tons of detail. We're not going to do too much more today. This is sort of just about where we'll get to. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of get this right hand eye shaped too. There, that's looking pretty straight on in terms of direction of his eye. I'll just put a little touch of light on that side as well. Let's go just a bit more yellowish, a bit stronger with the sort of forehead tones, I think, as well. A little bit in his hair. We're just at about a point we'll stop for today, so there'll be a lot more we'll be doing as the weeks progress, but we just wanted to get it all kind of sketched in and begun, kind of mapped out a little bit. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how that's come along. Roughly proportions seem okay. It's certainly a very good starting point to kind of carry on with from next week onwards. So yeah, that's it for today. You can sort of zoom in and you sort of see the degree of detail that I've gone into. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the lesson. If you do your own copy and you want to kind of ask questions, you can comment on the video. I'm always interested to hear how people go with work that they've worked on from my lessons. And you can, to keep up to date with more videos from myself and other tutors, you can click subscribe. And if you want to see the sorts of paid qualifications we offer at the school, you can click the link in the description for the video. But yeah, that's it for now, and I'll see you guys next week.